Horse racing fans. I swear to you, I don't time it with the cow. I never really do. It just always happens that way. But welcome back to Gallop Racer 2004. Big announcement, as you can see by the title of this video today. And no real easy way to say it either. But I will talk through the video as I get to it in regards to the future of Gallop Racer and this channel, and really just the future of this channel. It'll be the theme of today's video for at least a good portion of it, but I won't harp on it too long. So our 2-year-olds are finally here, and I don't recall, gosh, I can't recall if some of you guys left comments on what you want for the tag for these horses. So, yeah, I'll have to look at the comments, and I'll probably just try to do that now. We have a lot of racing still this month. We're still in the hunt of the GWS. The Dream Series is also this year, so there's still a lot of work in progress that needs to be done. We don't have any racing today, which is unusual. Maybe try to get ourselves into a test race at least with a horse. Happy Silence. Can't remember if this is a horse. No, why would? Oh gosh, awful. Imagine having two not good abilities. Like, come on. But yeah, guys, Gallop Racer, believe it or not, I've been playing this on YouTube for over 10 years, and I can't really express how long of a time that is to do something like that in a certain space, especially on YouTube. Creator burnout is real, and if you're not familiar with it, it's just when you've been doing things for so long and you're just kind of losing your initial spark and passion you had for it. And you know, I love horse racing, but I haven't even been able to keep up with things this year. I've just been so busy in my life outside of like horse racing. I just don't have the time for things. Peaceful Life, 5-year-old mare. Yeah, she's basic, but that's okay for me. I'll take a ride. This 5-year-old mare today get us started. Winner place goal in the Grade 3 Emerald Stakes, and I want to get in the Tokyo Cup with somebody. But yeah, I mean, some of you have been here since the very beginning, and I will always appreciate you for that. Young Claw, you're not being ridden by dust. Not good. What tracks have dust on them in this game? I'm not actually familiar. But yeah, I've been doing it for a long time, and unfortunately, guys, the way YouTube works and the way just our world is, Gallop Racer as a series is just not very sought after in regards to a game. So, you know, growth doesn't happen, and I've tried to do things to, you know, increase that, and there's just not really a big enough market for Gallop Racer for anyone to do it full time, let alone, you know, whatever your goals may be. We'll get into 2 races here today as I figure out what I'm doing with these yearlings as well, because we still have, I think, 6 or 7 of those. I don't know. But one thing I've been enjoying is Rival Stars. You guys have been seeing it, and I know it's a game that's so hard for people to adjust to or sometimes like, but I've enjoyed the game since it's dropped, and the game continues to update, which is why I will continue to play it. I love Gallop Racer. I'll always play Gallop Racer, but I'll have to be honest with you guys. If I wasn't doing YouTube, I would play Gallop Racer less than I probably do now. And if that doesn't seem like it's a lot to you already, then that's kind of me proving the point in real time, right? So we're up in this Grade 3 6 furlong sprint with Peaceful Life. Decided to take a ride with her today. She might be okay. Pretty fast, at least. And she's okay. Averaged out across everywhere else. My type of horse, if it works with her, I may keep trying to look for her in the future. But yeah, I just Gallop Racer is going to become a legendary type of series on this channel, where when you guys see videos of it, it's after I've probably put some time into it. And I think that's the approach I want to have with it. If, you know, I can't do daily or weekly uploads anymore. I just can't, and I don't have the energy to anymore. It's so much energy and time. I want the channel to still grow in a way, or at least give it a shot to grow. I've been doing, like I said, content on here for over 10 years. Well, not on this specific channel, but in regards to horse racing gaming. I've been playing games on YouTube in that regards for 10 years. It's kind of hitting that burnout point where I want to play what I want to play and enjoy it, and I have to take the risk that people will unsubscribe or leave, and that's okay. You know, I wouldn't take any. I never take it personal when people decide to like leave my channel or my communities, and it's like people want me to like feel some type of way, but I won't because that's just life, man. Sometimes you just reach a point where you're done or bored of or tired of doing something, and you're just kind of ready for a new change. And again, Rival Stars is that thing for me where I've really been enjoying the game, was trying to get. Gosh, she takes forever to get going, this girl, does she? I took a little bit of a wide run there. She is winner place, and can she fight? Come on, my girl. You still have some fight in you, but yeah, I just, like I said, I'm just at that point where Gallop Racer is a game I just want to play when I want to play it. I don't want to have to feel that pressure of like, oh yeah, I haven't played Gallop Racer in a while. I must play it because the YouTube, my YouTube audience is, gonna let me hear about it. I don't want to be in that space. Yeah, she didn't fire off heading in. She didn't even fire off coming off at the final turn. So I kind of figured that was going to be the result. She still finished third, but yeah, that was unfortunate. We're the favorite here on Young Claw in this Tokyo Derby, going 10 on the dirt. So field of 14. 3-year-old fillies and colts. Should win this with Young Claw. If I lose it, I might just not be in the flow today, but we should win it. Yeah, like I said, I could harp on it, but I said it earlier in the intro of this video. Won't do that. Yeah, Gallop Racer is gonna transition completely out of the channel in regards to how I've recorded or played it or anything. So, like I said, when you see videos, they're going to be just one-offs now. There's no time or anything like that. There may be certain content that I'm going to do exclusively that requires a lot of my personal time to do, but I'm willing to do it through Patreon or maybe even just subscriptions on this channel. I'm not sure. And you guys can suggest ideas for stuff you'd like to see. And that's the thing. Like, my time is very limited, so I can't play Gallop Racer like I used to. And I think sometimes people expect me to do it. I don't have the time for it anymore. And again, I'm also burned out. So it's just kind of like the meeting of two things that's just like, yeah, I'm ready to transition to something else. So Gallop Racer will never leave the channel. It'll never disappear entirely. But again, you'll see it less and less than you're expecting to. And I get it. Some people have only subscribed for Gallop Racer. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm willing to do certain type of things maybe behind a Patreon if there's only so many of you. Like, that's worth it, because then I can put the time to make sure that's exclusive to you and you're getting your value and your money's worth out of that thing, as opposed to me just uploading regular gameplay like I've been doing for years, because that's all I really have time to do. And the occasional over edits, right, with tournaments and stuff, I've done that, but it's been like 80% just regular gameplay. And if people want to even still see some of that on a regular basis, again, having things through a Patreon or something like that, I think is a way where we can communicate what we would like to do in Gallop Racer, what some of you may even still like to enjoy to watch. And that also plays into a series I'll be doing at some point. And I may have sent Young Claw a little bit too fast. I'll take the chances. I'm going to take my... Ooh, second win. Yeah, I forgot. It's kind of like that deal of like running on an awesome autumn horse. May have sent him too soon, though. It's going to get close. Hang on there, bud. Just going to get it done. Yeah. Sent him a little soon on that. Could have held him off probably half a furlong, to be honest. But still wins by over half. Half in the end, so... Yeah, guys, that's just where I'm at. That's as honest as I can be with all of you, because, gosh, this thing just started as a small side project where I just wanted to upload my Gallop Racer experience, and then before I know it, I'm like in this YouTube space of Gallop Racer. For better or for worse, people not liking the way I play the game. That's the thing. I just don't have time. I just don't have the energy for that stuff anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like I want to enjoy things and, enjoy it with people that also want to enjoy it with me. If it's something that you don't like, then, obviously that's where you part ways. And I think that's the best way to look at it. So, well, we finished where we were supposed to finish with Peaceful Life there, but she was supposed first or second. Yeah, I needed to run a perfect race for that on that horse. Like, and granted, I might just not have. No, I'm sure I did not run that race properly, but we're still dominating everywhere. 89 races this year in year 42, 50 wins. Okay, I'm not missing the board often. If I have those results, it's just a horse that I probably just don't get along with at best, and that's okay. You know what? How about this, guys? Gosh, somebody gave. I can't remember. I think Monarch, Abigail. I think you said you wanted like orange and something. Here's the deal. You can always tell me to change the colors in the comment section below. I figure if I can get any of these 2-year-olds into a race today, I'll do their tack just to see. But Abigail, let me know. And any other horse that's here, guys, if you're around and watching this, let me know what tack you want. We're going to finish out this year in the Dream Series. After that, that's when like everything for Gallop Racer will essentially go into kind of like a passive type of series where you may see it once or twice a month, but I'll try to put more time and effort into it so it's at least worth it, even if it's a 30-minute video or an hour-long video, something like that. I would rather be able to give you guys higher quality content for Gallop Racer that way than just spamming uploads at weekly, right? That's, I think, should evolve past that point. So we're up in the grade 3 Mermaid here with You Maybe Promises. 3-year-old filly. Desert Runner, my long-term project horse up in this grade 3 Star Festival. The Dublin Oaks with Heart of Stone. And yeah, she's finally, well, I can't say she hasn't been a good horse, but she's showing consistency at the higher levels, which is what we've wanted. So hopefully trying to get a win with everybody this week. And the Long Beach Cup with Extreme Kick. And we're racing her on the dirt here. She is obviously a dirt horse. And yeah, hitting the board pretty well considering. She's past her prime about a year. She'll be a great broodmare in the future. And yeah, let's just see what we can do. I'm just trying to get through this episode and not have too much stress involved. Who do we just race with? Oh, no horses that were ours. So I think everybody else here has a race, just to be sure. But yeah, guys, that's where we're at. So if you have any ideas of content you'd like to maybe see with Gallop Racer, differently, even if it's through Patreon, let me know. I will be doing something, and I'll talk about it here in a second. Rocky Hurricane at his peak, essentially, looking really strong. Starting to show form. So we're looking essentially 7 to 10 for this guy, Southpaw. So, he's not in the GWS, I don't think. Chestnut Stakes is a little bit long. Dublin's a bit long. London Mile for the GWS Turf. I don't think he's not in the, like I said, I don't think he's in the GWS. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and put him in the New York. Actually, no, we'll put him in the Saturn Stakes. Nice grade 1 tune-up internationally. We'll see how he responds to that. But I also honestly look forward to showing you guys my progress in the game when I am in the mood to play it, even if you haven't seen it for a while. I think that would be better. And I know for some of you, you've probably liked watching the consistent progress. But let's be honest, I haven't been able to do that anyways, because I can't play the game consistently like I need to, right? So it's like I might as well take more time in between each upload, even if that, like I said, it's going to be 1 or 2 videos a month, guys. Just kind of prepare for that. If you see more, just treat it as a month where I have more time to upload Gallop Racer. Quick save, and then we'll get into these 4 races. But yeah, the main game titles on the channel, Rival Stars, even Starters Order 7, I'm finally enjoying it years later after struggling to even figure that game out. And Champion Horse Racing, I'm going to play at least until I get competitive. And I'm not as attached to that game as I used to be, I admit. I really want to go far with Rival Stars. It's the only horse racing game I feel like gives me that competitive competition that I can have and still gives me kind of that free play, relaxation playability that a Gallop Racer game can have or a Horse Racing Manager game can have in general. So, yeah, I just want to be more honest and authentic with myself in that. And I want my content to reflect that as well. You guys can tell when I'm into something and when I'm not. I think most people that watch a YouTuber can tell when they're into what they're doing and when they're just doing it to do it. I admit I've reached my point with that. If I'm gonna do things on this channel, I want to give you quality content, even if it takes me a month to make it. You know what I mean? And I hope most of you can understand that. But you know, I understand if for some people it's just like, I'd rather see more consistent content. I get it. So if you feel like leaving is the best decision, then would never stop you. Well, our baby girl here today is the favorite. Beautiful 3-year-old filly. She's so fun to work with. By Gentle House out of Free Fear. Should be an easy win. Let's get it done. But yeah, I admit I'm trying to win some of you over with Rival Stars. I don't care if it takes half a year or a year for me to show you that the game is worth playing. If not playing, then just at least really just being into what I'm trying to build and develop there. And of course, you guys will still be able to help with that just as much as you have with Gallop Racer, because breeding is way more in depth in that game. Like, and most of you probably that have at least seen Rival Stars or I played it or watched me play it, you can already see that, right? The breeding mechanisms and just the algorithm and how it works alone gives you possibilities for such cool horses and things to make. And guess what? There's still a competitive side to that. It may not look like Gallop Racer, but again, there's still a plus. So what I'm working for in Gallop Racer, guys, come on, most of you are familiar with Pokemon, right? You know, the Elite Four, right? I want to do that with this series. I want to start getting these playthroughs to a point where we are literally building like super teams and super horses, only with a couple of like unique pedigrees, and then, you know, diversifying along the way. This whole playing with 30 horses and just hoping to turn every horse into a grade 1 winner, I am so over that story. I'm so over it. You know, I'd rather us have 12 horses that are like super, super insane, and, you know, we use them to compete, right? See what we can do. Alright, it's always timing my spurt in this game that I struggle with. And it's only in this game that I really struggle with. Let's go, my girl. She's rolling really nice. See, that's what I needed last. Oh, boom, Revolution. Well, I'm not completely out of the swing of things yet, huh? I'm just going to keep pushing. Don't know if we can get the record. She's rolling here in this grade 3. Alright. Well, there's a win for you, maybe promises. Boom. I haven't heard that song in a while. I actually need to make sure I hear that. Nice. Maybe promises with the win. Easy win there. This is love. It breaks my heart. Perfect race. Let's go. She makes that easy. I said that right before we mounted. For Riders Up, right? And we were able to get it done. That's what she does. So really happy for that result. Gosh. Promises, promises. Desert Runner up here on the grade 3 Star Festival. 10 furlongs. Favorite with this guy as well. He's a closer. Really looking strong. Almost at his peak. Cannot wait to use him for breeding. Should be fun. Promises, Promises by Naked Eyes. That's the song that inspired me for You Made Me Promises, and I'm sure any of you guys that are at least familiar with that type of music, pretty good song, right? just kind of gives you a good vibe. So she made that happen. Now it's Desert Runner's time and turn, and he'll be a closer here. So we'll just be hanging out towards the back and wait to strike later in the race. But one thing I do want to do with Gallop Racer, the Gallop Racer World Cup, I think that's a fun series that most of you, at least, that participated in it showed interest, and, you know, for the most part, we've all communicated that we think the series could be something we could do as a community event more often, with some updates and the right things in place. What I essentially want to do is take what we're doing here in Gallop Racer, take our horses, and we'll start doing our own competitive season mode. I'll run it. Whether I run it in this game or Gallop Racer 2006, I don't know. For now, I'll probably start it here, and then we'll move over to 2006, and I'll do stuff with that in the background here well, I should say within time, not very soon. But I'm thinking we can take the Gallop Racer World Cup concept, and we can apply it to horses that we've created in this playthrough. I can save them. We can put them into the races, right? And then yeah, we can kind of have our own competitive league. I know there used to be one that existed. I forgot what it was called on a forum like a long time ago, but it's essentially what we would do with our own stuff. And I would set up the race calendars. We'd have, you guys be involved in kind of fun predictions to kind of set up our boards and whatnot. I would like to have it be a very fun and interactive thing like that. Desert Runner clears that easy by 6 in the end. And he's pulling away with a lot left in the tank. I'm telling you, this guy will be an awesome sire for some long distance horses. But that's what I really want to do with Gallop Racer. It's not even necessarily playing the game as much. I actually prefer the breeding aspect, be building these horses, racing with some of them, my favorites, and then watching the others compete against each other. Imagine horses that you guys have named and have been able to contribute to in this game, and at least my playthrough with just the personalities and everything. Like, we'll have those horses compete. Like, you would have Great Bolero running up against, I don't know, Cleopatra or Galaxy Star challenging King B, something like that. We'd have races, and I've done that before. Think about the previous races I think I've done in the last 2 or 3 months. Take those series of those races where you had all of our originals competing against each other in certain competitions, but you guys will be responsible for those horses, and it'll be a competition amongst, you and your stables, right? And, I want it to be fair. I don't want to turn people against each other in the community. That's never my intention. And just to cut a quick commercial here. We're with Dublin Oaks in the Grade 1. The Grade 1 Dublin Oaks here for 3-year-old fillies. Going 12 on the turf. We're the favorite with Heart of Stone. Heavy favorite. She's been on a roll by Gentle House out of Chasing Hearts. The last horse out of Chasing Hearts. Boom. She's ready to rock and roll. But yeah, I was going to say, just take the videos I did a couple of months ago where we had our originals competing. That's what I want to do on a bigger basis with you guys being involved. And I want it to be fair. When I say fair, like, obviously, if we're doing it based off of points, or maybe we don't have it in the way of a competition. Maybe we treat it like, for anybody that's familiar with Harry Potter, we treat it like the different houses, right? Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, right? I don't know. Maybe we do it like that. So it's like, it's more so about what horses are winning, not necessarily what particular individual. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is what I mean. Like, I'm all open for ideas, but I want it to be where it's like we're having fun with these horses competing, but we're not actively trying to compete against one another. So maybe if your stables are involved the way they were in the previous Gallop Racer World Cups, maybe we do it just as a means of us all kind of supporting different teams, right? If it's Shurikan Racing Stables, and those horses are winning, maybe we just look at it as just, okay, that's awesome. And then if a horse from a particular stable doesn't win often and we see that horse win on that day, that's still a great achievement as well. That's more so what I want the experience to be. A friendly, fun competition where we don't feel like, you want to actively root against other horses in the field, right? That's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to, root against my own horses. I don't want to root against your horses because I think they're all cool and it's just kind of fun. It's nothing wrong with rooting for your horse to win if that's who you want, but yeah, I don't want it to be like a negative bad competition. Heart of Stone wants me to go slower than I we can't go any slower, my girl. I'm sorry. Is there no front runners in this field? Clear. No, Shining Gamma just refuses to take command at the front. That's the problem. And Heart of Stone is really not having it. It's I know you don't like this pace, but Shining Gamma is kind of acting like a bit of an a-hole there. Not really wanting to take. And I'm blaming Watson. Speaking of Harry Potter. Gosh, Emma Watson. I am a Harry Potter fan. Nobody probably knows that. I don't know. Well, if I've shared that, it's probably twice, but I like the Harry Potter universe. I think it's pretty cool, but I'm also a nerd, so that makes sense. It's going to be a slow start for our girl, but I think she can run him down. There's the grit, Heart of Stone. She's going to kick in, man. She's all game. She's all game. Furlong and a half left. Heart of Stone digging in. We're going to catch him. I'm not worried. She's all game, man. She's all game. And look at that horse to the inside hanging in there. No freaking way. We're just going to get there in the end. Come on, girl. Come on. No way. What a race. What a race. I'm almost speechless. What a freaking race. I don't even know if we got there in the end. I doubt it. No. Blue Express. It wasn't a great time spurt by me. I already know that, but man, I really thought we were gonna be able. Yeah, Shining Gamma didn't even disappear. Talk about totally ruining our race. Didn't want to take the lead. Heart of, she was not happy. Heart of Stone. I had to hold her back insanely. If that was up to me, I'm taking her to the front, 2 lanes out in front, and just cruising on. So, Blue Express winning that race, like that's a race you don't see coming, right? Oh, that blows. That freaking blows. I admit. And like I said, me mistiming the spurt definitely did not help. But man, that's a race that I can usually win in those situations. But like I said, the sixth favorite ended up winning, and the ninth favorite ended up finishing third. Yeah, that wasn't really a race meant for me to win, I guess. Somebody else could have probably done it, but gosh, that's just how it goes. Long Beach Cup here to close out this 4-race series with the Extreme Kick 4-year-old filly. Seventh favorite. That's kind of where she's at. That blows. I admit that blows. That blows. Man, what are you gonna do? I don't care. But the irony that her father, former opera, aka Secretariat, still holds the record here. Oh, come on, Extreme Kick. Give us something to work with. Great start. Boom. Sorry, dude. I'm taking the rail. The thing is, Heart of Stone never gave up in that last race. That she was all heart. She just, gosh, that's the case where a stronger power rating would have made the difference or something. She just could not push ahead, and that's no disrespect to those other horses. But we were the favorite. I think she could have won that still. But yeah, man, that was a real tough race. I'm still like, I haven't had a race like that in this game in a while, where like it's 2 horses with you for basically a furlong and a half in the stretch. We didn't disappear from each other. That was neck and neck essentially the entire way, with Shining Gamma, that the horse that was supposed to be the main front runner, still holding to the inside, and then you had Blue Express, the horse that ended up winning, still showing tempo, keeping up with pace, poking ahead in front. Yeah, that was a crazy race, man. That was a crazy race for Heart of Stone. Those type of races I can tend to remember sometimes. Okay, Extreme Kick. She's got a good roll here. Good roll. Go. Ah, late. Too late. Too late. I hesitated, man. I don't know why I hesitated. I just wanted to give her a little bit more timing. That was the race win right there. I already botched that. She's trying her heart out, but this is the best she. Yeah, that cooked us for sure. Ah, man, I have no excuses there. Yeah, just gosh, you mistimed the spurt, and the game just punishes you insanely for it. It's so stupid. And I'm not even blaming the game for it. That's on me. It's just like It's one thing about Gallop race. I mean, guys, gosh, I've talked about it really, right, since I've been playing. And I get it. That's a big part of it, but horses can respond even in those moments. She's just a horse that didn't respond. So Rapid Blade still leading the GWS Sprint. Eastside Band doesn't even I think have this title, or does she? I can't remember. An Extreme Kick. Forgot that was a GWS dirt race, still with points, but she's not. Yeah, she can't beat the top 3. So, man, that was rough. I admit. Yeah, I admit that was pretty rough. So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna keep this recording going. I'll probably stop this part of the episode here. Just so I can give you at least a couple more episodes of Gallop Racer before I take my break and obviously make that transition away from it as the mainstay of the channel. But that race with Heart of Stone still bothers me, I admit. Extreme Kick, gosh, just nothing I could really do there. Probably time to retire her, to be honest. She's just kind of hitting a wall most races I put her in. But like, she's still capable. Like, she's fine though. Like, she's like, yeah, that wasn't great, but I'm okay. Like, you know what I mean? She's not even discouraged. But Yeah, that was a tough race, and that's the thing. She's racing against really tough competition. So, and to think 4 months ago she finished second in the 6 furlong sprint. It might just be the distance that really taxes her. Let me see if I can find a better race. I'm not waiting till October to race her. Are you insane? Like, gotta see if she's still capable of winning now. Might put her in a grade 3 just to kind of give her a little bit of a tune-up. Yeah. So, yeah, that'll do it for this portion of the video. And like I said, we'll have this episode picked back up in the next one. So until next time, HRG signing out. All have a great and fantastic day. I'll see you later. Goodbye.